Hello everyone, today we're going to be looking at another vintage pattern. It's very similar to the one we did the other day, however we'll be working into front loops only on some of the rows and omitting some chains, and what this does, it causes the little clusters and shells to pop just that little bit more to give a bit of extra texture. So this particular pattern is worked in multiples of 6 plus 2. And once again, it has a setup row, which is row 1, and rows 2, 3, 4 and 5 form your pattern. So go ahead, crochet your 20 chains because we'll do 3 multiples of 6 plus an extra 2. So let's start with row 1. For row 1, we're starting with 20 chains, 3 multiples of 6 plus 2. Skip the very first chain and work a single crochet into the second chain, then yarn over and skip 2 chains. In the next chain, work 7 double crochets. So this forms the pattern repeat for this row. It's a single crochet, skip 2 chains and 7 double crochets in the next chain. So skip 2, single crochet, skip 2, 7 double crochets into the next chain all the way along, and you end with a single crochet in your very last chain. So as we've only got 20 starting chains, we'll only be making 3 shells. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure you don't miss that very first chain. 1, 2, and then single crochet into the next chain along. Yarn over again, skip 2, 1, 2, and work your 7 double crochet shell. So 7 double crochets all into the same stitch. 'It can help sometimes if you pinch the base of your stitches, just try not to stretch out that base chain too much. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once again, skip 2, 1, 2, and in that next chain along, work a single crochet. Yarn over, skip 2, 1, 2, and then work your 7 double crochets into the next chain. I will put timestamps chapters on the video so you can fast forward if you wish to skip through quicker. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. And then skip 2, 1, 2, we're at our last chain, just work a single crochet. There we go. So this is our setup row, row 1, and doesn't count as part of the pattern repeat. So I've worked this with a DK yarn and a 4.5mm hook. Just so the pattern lays a little better, I'll be going up a hook size from now on. So I've gone from the 4.5 now to the 5.5. So we'll now start with row 2. So for row 2, we start by working 2 chains and turning our work. Now we're going to work into the front loops of the next few stitches. So we know we've got 7 double crochets in each shell. In the middle of each shell, we will be working a single crochet, but up the sides, we'll be working some clusters or double crochets together. So we'll do 3 double crochets together to start to get us up to here. But we're going to be going into the front loops only. So yarn over, just as you normally would for a double crochet. If you can see here, these are the tops of your stitches. This is the front loop, this is the back loop. So we're just going to go underneath the front loop and leave the back loop. Yarn over and pull through 2. And we'll repeat underneath the front loop only of the next stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, yarn over, find the front loop of your next stitch, yarn over and pull through, and yarn over, pull through 2. And then you yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook and yarn over to close. And by working into your front loops only, that leaves a little ridge at the back, which is actually going to be the front of your work later. So as we said before, we're next going to work a single crochet into the next stitch. So under the front loop only again. It can be a little bit fiddly. This yarn, it does split slightly. There we go. And now we're going to work a 7 double crochet cluster, but going through the front loops only. So we'll do 3 down here, 1 in the base, and another 3 up there. We don't do any chains before and after this single crochet. So yarn over, under the front loop only, yarn over, pull through, and so forth. When I first started to do this little stitch, I really thought I was doing it wrong because it just wouldn't lay flat or look how I thought it should look. In the end, I realised it was meant to be as it was. So yarn over and pull through and then close. And once again, don't do any chains. Go straight into your next stitch under the front loop only and work a single crochet. As I say, that causes it to literally pop a little bit more and give you more texture. So repeat, work another 7 double crochet cluster just as we have done here. Just repeat that and I'll meet you in a few seconds. So I've just done the cluster, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through to close, and then across we go to the next stitch and work a front loop single crochet. This is how it's looking. Next, work a 3 double crochet cluster, front loop only. So in your next stitch, front loop only, work your unfinished or incomplete double crochet, same again in the next stitch and the next stitch, then yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook. And this time don't close, just yarn over and insert your hook under the front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that completes row 2, which is our setup row. So that's this side, and this is what we would refer to as the right side. And you can see those little ridges forming there. So for row 3, once again, just going to chain 2 and turn. And this time we're going to work a half shell. So we'll work 3 double crochets into this little space just here. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to pop a single crochet in the next single crochet along. If you have trouble finding that, let me just come back for those of you who are more at the beginning stage of your crochet journey. So if you look here, these are your cluster stitches. You just come across and you'll find your single crochet just there. And now we're going to work a 7 double crochet shell, and we're going to work that into the next cluster here. So where you closed your cluster, find that little space there and do 7 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and finally 7. And then we pop a single crochet in our next single crochet. So skipping over here, find the top of your single crochet just there. And now you're ready to work another shell into the next cluster just there. So go ahead, pop 7 double crochets into this next stitch, and I'll meet you in a few secs. So once you've done your 7 double crochets, you're now ready to find your next single crochet and do a single crochet in there. And then we're going to work a half shell. If you find out where the little closing stitch is for your cluster on the other row, just work a total of 3 double crochets into there. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to work a double crochet into the very last stitch just here. Sometimes you might benefit from turning your hook round so the little lip goes underneath the stitch. I think I'm going to struggle here. Just persevere. go. I think we're almost there now. It's not always easy. There we are. Complete a double crochet. And that completes row 3, which is actually the second row of our pattern repeat. For row 4, chain 1 and turn, and then single crochet in that first stitch. Next, work 7 double crochets together, front loop only, over the next 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yarn over, pull through all 8 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through to close, and then work a front loop single crochet in your next stitch. So repeat this, working 7 double crochets together, front loop only, over this little dip here, and also over this little dip here, and I'll meet you when you reach here. So when you finished your final 7 double crochet cluster, front loop only, you'll find it's almost right at the edge or at the end. So your very last stitch is just here, and you pop a single crochet in there to complete row 4. So let's just recap. You have started this row with a single crochet, then worked 7 double crochets front loop only together, single crochet in the next stitch, front loop only, done another cluster, 7 double crochet front loop only, and then worked a single crochet into the top or into the next stitch, again front loop only, and another 7 double crochet front loop only cluster, and ended with a single crochet. Okay, so we'll now start row 5. So for row 5, chain 1, turn, and in the very first stitch work a single crochet. Now this row we're just going to work shells made up of 7 double crochets. So in the very first cluster, in the center of that cluster, that's actually the next stitch along, work 7 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then single crochet in the next stitch. Single crochet in your next single crochet basically, and then work a 7 double crochet shell into the center of the next cluster, then work a single crochet in your next single crochet and 7 double crochet shell into the next stitch, and so forth. So this is quite an easy row really. It's very similar to row 1, apart from the fact that what you're doing here is working into a row instead of a chain, a length of chains. That's our single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just need one more. And then a single crochet into the next single crochet. Then our 7 double crochets. Might as well stay with you now because we're almost at the end of the pattern repeat. The pattern repeat is rows 2 to 5. Now if you wanted a straight edge on your pattern, it does say you could finish in the actual pattern itself on rows 2 or 4, so it's entirely up to yourselves. In the pattern it does give a suggestion of a border, but I haven't done the border yet, but I could always come back with another tutorial another day for that. But today I just thought you might like to see this little stitch variation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we simply go into our very last stitch with a single crochet. Oops, what's happened there? Single crochet. So that completes row 5. And I think you'll agree, you can see the little loop that's been missed, and that gives a little bit of extra texture, and you can see how it's starting to give that little more protruding textured effect. So here's the original. Just zoom out slightly. That's it, looking at it from a slightly different angle. So that brings us to the end of today's tutorial. So thank you once again for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, it'd be lovely if you could consider subscribing, leaving a comment, hitting the bell notification, and also giving the video a thumbs up. But in the meantime, take care. Thanks again. Bye for now.